And boom, there we go. We are live. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Take a seat and get comfortable. Hope you're all having an absolutely fantastic day so far. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out a band called The Eating Cave, and specifically, we're going to be checking out their most recent single called Sadistic Entanglement. So, the story behind this band is that they had a guest feature on a song called Lust by a band, one of my favourite bands out there at the moment, called Disembodied Tyrant. If you haven't heard of Disembodied Tyrant, now you know. Go and check out their most recent release, an album called Eclipse Part 1. That shit goes extremely, extremely hard. Go check out Disembodied Tyrant. You will not regret it. So anyone that's a friend of Disembodied Tyrant is a friend of mine, because the boys in Disembodied Tyrant are really cool, and as I just mentioned, their music goes extremely, extremely hard. So I checked out The Eating Cave, and I'm really, really happy that I did. They've got a decent amount of they had a decent amount of work for me to kind of dive into and do some research with. Started with a track called Bastardize. And I was just immediately I was treated to some very technical, brutal death metal with a crazy song structure. Like there's no standard strong song structure with these guys. Very chaotic, very all over the place, but really, really well played. And emphasis on the technical side as well. These guys can really, really fucking play. And these something that I can only describe as almost slams. They're just slams with a few. So if a slam is like, these guys will go like that. Like just so it turns into. It's kind of, you've got a groove over here and you've got a slam there. These guys are kind of in the middle there, so you could call them slamming brutal death metal or slamming technical whatever, but it's not. I don't think the term works for them to describe them. But the grooves are like loads of grooves, loads of good technical aspects. The vocals fucking absolutely slap. Crazy song structures, and they're not afraid to throw in some really, really surprising little touches as well. The single they released after, according to Spotify anyway, after Bastardize, called I The Prophecy, towards the end of the track, there's this kind of what sounds like really, really distorted, fucked up carnival music, or music that you would, typically expect to hear at a carnival anyway. It comes very creepy, it comes absolutely just out of nowhere. It was really, really cool. Then they released a track called An Aura of Terror, which was really, really fucking good as well. And then they also released a track called A Godless Entity, which was also really good. I can't remember which one it is. It's one of those. I'm pretty sure it's An Aura of Terror. Towards the end of that, it goes into a full, a kind of full, very, very black metal-esque tremolo picking section, which came completely out of nowhere, because these guys are they're not a blackened band, and again, just my opinion. But that was very, very unexpected, but that definitely gave the kind of awe-inspiring but kind of bleak vibes that blackened music is supposed to give you. Really, really, really cool, and again, just came completely out of nowhere. And then I listened to the song that they released before this called Agreti Ventali. I'm going to butcher the fuck out of that. It was a song they released before this. Very, very good. Very, 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 very good stuff. Yeah, really technical. Great song structure. Well played. Brutally heavy when it needs to be. The vocals are great. I'm a big fan of The Eating Cave. I'm really, really glad that I checked these guys out. And yeah, that brings us on to the present day. So let's get set up. The Eating Cave, Sadistic Entanglement. Sadistic Entanglement. Okay. Right. Okay, let's go. Hopefully that sun stays just there so you guys don't get completely blinded. Okay. The Eating Cave. Sadistic Entanglement. Let's go. Ooh. Chaotic, but you can hear everything. It's got like a nice order to it. Very good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It's almost a slam. You see what I mean? Nice bass tone. I like that. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh. Oh, yes. The Eating Cave, Sadistic Entanglement. Oh, that was really, really fucking good. Cards on the Table, that fucking slapped. That was so, so good. Okay, where do we begin? So, one thing I've noticed with The Eating Cave is that from Bastardized and then all the way through up to Sadistic Entanglement. These guys have, they've, I wouldn't exactly say they've added anything new to their sound. It's just progressively got better. The grooves have gotten more groovier. The production on the albums have gotten better. The song structure has gotten more interesting. God Almighty, these guys have stepped it up in the technical department as well. I mean, there was some bits towards the end there that just didn't even sound human at all. Like, I don't know how many notes that was per second, but that was ridiculous. And it wasn't just technical in one way. It was technical and like it would stop and then it would, like, you know, then it would kind of sounded like it was kind of working through scales and going along with the blast beats. Lots of different technical aspects, not just really fast tremolo picking, not just sweep picking, not just, you know, sweet, not just all that, you know, like they mixed up a lot of different technical aspects in there, which kept it interesting. Because sometimes when you get technical death metal, technical deathcore, technical whatever, it can get a little bit boring because it kind of just feels like it's the same. It sometimes sounds like it's just someone, it's just a flex. It's just someone kind of showing how quickly they can go through a scale, which is impressive, but it isn't actually, it gets a little bit boring to listen to after a while. It's like, okay, you're playing a scale there, then you're playing it here, then you're playing it there, and then you're going up, and then you're going down. It's like, you know, there's not really much going on. It's not the case with these guys. The individual, there's a lot of variety between the technical aspects, but they're also actually, they stand alone by themselves as well, which is really, really good, because sometimes, as I was just saying before, listening to too much technical metal of any kind, you can be 5 tracks into an album and you're like, Jesus Christ, it's just the whole technique, it's just kind of blurred into one long kind of just warm-up exercise for like a musician, you know. It's definitely not the case here. Those grooves were mighty. I really, really dug the shit out of those grooves, and you see what I mean about them. About that, you could just slow it down a little bit, remove a couple of the notes, and they would be slams. But they're so much cooler, not just being typical slams, for want of a better word. They're really, really groovy. You can kind of like, you know, my head was starting to bop a little bit. You know, very, very cool. It kind of keeps the song interesting. So it's not just blast beat section, technical section, blast beat, technical. It's like you never quite know what's coming next, and the grooves just kind of help keep it sounding fresh. I loved not only did I like the sound of the vocals, especially the highs. I thought the highs had a nice kind of like raspy vibe to them. Not only did I like how they sounded, but I also really liked the delivery. There was ones that were like really, really fast spitting, which I thought went really, really well with the kind of relentless pace of the song. I loved it. I just fucking loved it. I'm really, really big fan of these guys. Yeah, I think they are criminally underrated to start with. I mean, really, really underrated. These guys are not getting the recognition that they deserve. But yeah, they're techie, they're groovy, they're heavy. They're not afraid to experiment. They've got they've got a kind of, I would call, a unique sound. They've got a strong identity, and like I said, they just it doesn't sound like they're just, you know, the next album's going to be djent or symphonic or something like that. They've got a sound. They know what they're doing, but they just keep elevating it. I mean, I can't imagine how techie these guys are going to be in a couple of years' time, because those technical aspects were fucking absolutely ridiculous. I'm a big fan. I enjoyed the shit out of that. So, as per usual, guys, links to the band's social medias, streaming sites, Apple Music, Spotify, social medias, Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters, whatever hell else they have will all be down below. Please, 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 with cherries on top, once the video's finished, scroll down, click on every single one of the links where there's an option to turn on the bell for notifications. Turn on that bell for notifications. Leave them a comment on YouTube, let them know how much of a good job they're doing. Do the same thing on Facebook, same thing on Twitter, same thing on Instagram. Go pre-order. Maybe if you're feeling, you know, maybe if you're financially able to and you've got some disposable income, maybe order a t-shirt. Just do whatever you can to support these guys, because And I suspect a lot of everybody else that's into this type of metal that listens to these guys definitely want to hear more. So do what you can to send some love and support these guys' way. So, one more time, The Eating Cave, Sadistic Entanglement. That shit goes extremely hard. Fucking loved it. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Love you all very much. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.